McKinney High came up on the wrong end of a 47-14 score at Rockwall Heath as Coach Jeff Smith joins us now. And Jeff, you have a resilient group. They have proven that all season long, but how are they handling this start now 0-5?
Oh, I mean, it's been hard on them. You know, there's no doubt. There's no easy way to get through that. But you're right. They are resilient, and we had a great practice yesterday, and they practiced hard. They're determined, and that's what we want. You know, obviously we don't want 0-5. We don't want to lose games, but the big thing is they've got a lot of heart, and they keep working and keep trusting and moving in the right direction.
We head back to this past Friday night at Wilkerson Sanders Stadium in Rockwall. Classic ball game last year between McKinney and Heath. Lions coming out on top. This was a struggle early on, a fierce battle in the first quarter.
Absolutely. You know, Rockwall Heath runs the ball very, very well and got a big offensive line and Jovan Hernandez, and it was a battle.
You knew going in the challenge against the second-ranked rushing attack in the district, and your defense, for the most part, limited big plays, which was definitely a key.
I thought that we did better at limiting big plays this week. I think you're exactly right. Still, they moved the ball down the field, and we didn't get enough 3-and-outs, but as far as big 70-yard plays or something like that, we did limit those.
Heath scored on its first possession, had to work for that touchdown, but as Heath attempted the extra point, Red Shannon flies in to block it, which has been a hallmark of your team this year, blocking extra points.
You know, it's I think four weeks in a row. So you know, we work on that, and that's something that we take pride in. And Red is a guy that has a knack at blocking PATs.
So the McKinney offense sets up shop. You're able to put a methodical drive together. Here's Red Shannon on offense. He plays everywhere for you.
Sure. You know, it was good to see our offense respond after they scored on us, and it was an 11-play drive that ended up in a touchdown.
Somborn was 5 of 7 through the air, and he hits TV Williams over the middle. Williams caught his 3rd touchdown pass in as many games.
Yes, he's really coming along, and Robert finds him right there on the slant.
So McKinney had a 7-6 lead. Things, though, unraveled in the second quarter for your team. 3 turnovers. Heath scored 27 unanswered points. Jeff, what went wrong in this quarter?
You said it. I mean, turnovers. I mean, we threw 1 interception and had a couple of fumbles, and that's been an issue, and it's got to get fixed. And we continue to work on those things. And you know, we've got to give our defense a chance. We got to punt the ball away. You know, if we don't move the ball and give our defense a chance.
Marquez Husband finding all here, but all night long it was tough to find room against that vaunted Heath defense.
No, they've got a great defense, and we knew that going in. Their front four are very physical, and their linebackers are all back and do a great job.
Somborn hitting Quentin Kasner on the out route. A pedestrian game by Kasner's standards, only 4 catches, but he's still one of the top receivers in the area. Did you expect that from Quentin coming into the year?
You know, I knew he'd be great. I knew he'd be a leader on our team and is a leader on our team, but I really didn't. I didn't know that he'd be, you know, toward the top of the receiving list. He's really worked hard and has done a great job for us.
In the top 5 at the moment, Gerald Thomas, Corey Coleman from Pierce, among others, they are joining Kasner atop that list. You lost your quarterback, Somborn, late in the first half to a concussion. First of all, how is Robert doing at the moment?
Well, he's doing pretty good. You know, I think he woke up Saturday and felt a lot better and had a pretty clear head. And so that was good. You know, obviously anytime there's a concussion, you worry about that kid, and you want to make sure that they're okay. And you know, I know he's been doing some testing and getting things checked out, so he's feeling a lot better.
So you call on the senior Buck Shaw, new to your program, a move-in from Georgia. He sees his first varsity action. Difficult situation to be thrust into. What did you see from Buck? You
know, I was really pleased with Buck. You know, Buck is coming off labrum surgery. He's had limited reps. You know, he's a big guy. But you know, just hasn't seen any action, and so the way he responded, making the cadences, making the calls, running the offense, I thought he did a good job for us.
Schaff hitting his receiver over the middle. Connor Fuentes able to work his way near the red zone there. Buck with 4 completions on the night. You tried to take some pressure off of him in the second half, just trying to move the ball consistently, and Jimmy Benton was a big part of that, breaking tackles as the senior was able to move his way for several yards, in fact piling up over 100, most of them in the second half.
Right. You know, Jimmy stepped in, did a really nice job for us at running back, and you know, we've got to run the football. We've said that week after week, and we've done it at times. We've just got to be more consistent at it and continue to get better.
How do you feel about your defense at the moment?
You know what? They're doing a good job. They're battling. Obviously, we've got a lot of improving to do, and continue to get more physical, get under those chutes, continue to work the fundamentals, and I think we're happy with the kids we get out there. They're giving us all they've got, and that's the main thing. I think that from here we just continue to hammer the fundamentals and continue to try to get better and better every week.
Benton, once again, nice balance, staying on his feet as Benton thought he was on his way to the end zone, caught from behind. Jimmy, a solid player. You've raved about his speed. He's a straight line runner, and he proved that right there.
He did, and Jimmy's done a good job. He's a great track athlete for us as well, and he didn't play a lot of football until a couple of years ago, and he's starting to kind of get some things figured out, and we need him. We need everybody, as we move forward, and so we're pleased with what he's doing, and he's going to continue to get better.
Overall, what kind of lessons do you take from the first half of the season? On one hand, all right, you're 0-5, but you look at the competition you faced, very well could be 5 playoff teams that you have run up against.
I think that's, that's the way you look at it. I think that's the way we talk to our kids, and we've played 5 very good football teams, and we're going to play 5 more good football teams. This district is loaded with great teams, and but every week we want to take a step to get better, and honestly, we didn't play very well last week. I mean, there's no candy coating it. There's no the kids know that, the coaches know that, our fans know that, and we've got to play better. That's just not the way we want to play football. And so I know that yesterday and over the weekend, the coaches, we discussed a lot of things, things that we've got to do, and tweak here, tweak there, and practice and everything. And yesterday we got after the fundamentals again. We just wanted to get under those chutes and work on pad level and work on tackling and ball security and everything. And I think that's what you got to do. When things aren't going the way you want them to, you kind of go back to the basics and continue to hammer the basics and keep believing and keep fighting.
Homecoming is next, more important than Rockwall Yellow Jackets, a team that opened a few eyes around the district by going into Wiley, taking a 28-14 win. This was a huge ball game for your team last year. What strikes you about Rockwall this year?
They're just very solid. They're well coached. Scott Smith and his staff do a great job, and always do. They had a really good freshman class last year that have kind of moved up, and they got some good young players. But they just play hard, and they do the little things. They play good, solid defense, and on offense they've got some weapons over there, and a couple of big running backs that are hard to tackle. So it'll be a great test for us. And obviously beating Wiley, they've turned some heads, and you saw a lot of good wins. I mean, Coach Fetchy over at North had a great win last week. And that's the way this district is. Don't count the lines out. We've got a lot of great kids, and we're going to keep battling, and we can beat people. And so it's going to be fun every week.
How about Scott Smith? You match wits with another Baylor alum.
Yeah, no doubt. And it's funny because Scott, yeah, we talk about that, and we know some people and different things. But Coach Benson on our staff played at Baylor, and they know each other real well. And so there's some bears here and there hanging around. But yeah, Scott's a great guy and really runs a great program.
Wesley Davis is their quarterback. He's a converted receiver. He seems like he's found a home.
Yeah, he has. He's a solid player, and he was a good receiver for him last year. And they do a great job of running the football, and he throws a good football too. And so, I think they've really surprised some people. I knew they'd be pretty good. They returned several kids off that team last year, and they quietly have been just doing their thing. And I know they lost a few games early too, but they played some good people, and like we have. And so they're starting to see a little bit of a harvest of their hard work.
Jeff, best of luck this week. Thanks so much for the time.
Thank you.
Jeff Smith, head coach of the McKinney Lions. Homecoming this week. Of course, the best part of that would be McKinney's first win of the season. They have their shot Friday night against Rockwall. It is the McKinney ISD Game of the Week on 97.5 KLAK. We're on the air at 7 before the 7:30 kickoff.